Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. How's your weekend been? Maybe I just saw you guys. I was actually on our A-team page a little while ago, a few minutes ago actually, but I am back.
Guess who's back? Back good. Sketchy's back.
Tell a friend. Demonetized.
You're not monetized. I can get away with it on Sunday night.
Hey, Gail. You went to the beach today. Nice. What state are you in, or where are you? Hey, cousin. Hey, Susan. Hey, Sarah, Rebecca, Annette. Hey, Martha. Hey, Angel. I hope you're having a nice holiday weekend. So, what have I done this weekend? Well, you guys know what we did on Friday. We went to get our haircut and then had lunch with Anna's good friend Ella. Yesterday, I cleaned out the car. So that was cool. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't cool. It was hot. But vacuumed it all up and got all the junk out so we can kind of see what we need to do next. Catherine, I'm sorry it's been tough for you, but hopefully you can chill out here for a little bit. So I'm actually surprised that this was the winner for this week. This drawing was this story I told about when I was about four or five. One of my little buddies, we were at school, and he discovered that if we went up the staircase at the front of the school and right inside the door, it led into this church that was above us. That, I guess, in hindsight, I can see that the school was renting out this space in the church at the bottom level. And we, ran around in the pews and having a fun time. And then we saw the priest up front. I guess he was studying, and we had to book it out of there, but we didn't want him to see us, so we crawled underneath the pews to get away. If someone was asking me, where were the teachers when this happened? Well, it was the 70s, and I think things were a little lax back then. But because as I'm thinking back, I'm trying to think about the layout. The office was like, so the front door to the school opened up, and then to the left was the office where the head of the school was, and the receptionist, and then to the right is where all our little cubbies were, and just before the cubbies is where those stairs led up to the church, and that's where we went. But I was surprised that this one won. This is it's a cute little story, I guess. Little mischievous little kids, right? But it was kind of I was trying to think of just like I had already done like five video or four videos, and I was trying to think of the fifth one, and I couldn't think of anything, and I was like trying to think back to when I was little, like was there anything just couldn't think of anything, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the time that we snuck into the church. I don't know. Did any you guys do that when you were kids? Sneak around in a church, or find some place in the church that you went to that like nobody went to, and the little munchkin I think would probably be this one. That would be me here. Just draw me up the messier hair. I'm surprised we didn't get caught, but I guess because we're so little, maybe the priest was. I mean, it was studying or something. I don't know what he was doing up at the podium. Probably maybe rehearsing his sermon or something.
Susan says Sundays used to be watching 60 Minutes. Now it's watching the Sketchy Friendler live.
Oh, I used to watch 60 Minutes when I was a little kid. I don't know. My folks would watch it, but I would watch it too. I don't just remember like Andy Rooney. Isn't that who he would like talk about things that annoyed him? I just remember him like. Did he like start like, do you ever wonder when blah 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 blah? That's all I remember. Talking about weird things that he would think about.
Lynn wants to know if it's hard to draw yourself.
Not really. I mean, I don't know how accurate I am, but I don't really necessarily have a hard time drawing myself. Sup, Legacy dude. Nice name there. Oh. Yes, Cassandra. Andy Rooney's eyebrows were pretty epic. I'm glad you're enjoying this, Martha. Yeah, it's a nice way for me to wind down my Sundays too. Just kind of zen out, drawing and shooting the breeze with you guys. It's always fun. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for checking it out, checking my page out, Legacy dude. Jody, I did not go to Catholic school, but the school that I was going to at that time, the preschool, was renting out a space from a little Catholic church. I did have friends that ended up going to Catholic church later on, and if you guys caught this the same drawing earlier this week, I talked a little bit about. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I talked about how my buddy went to Catholic high school, and they got into trouble there. They were they were really mischievous during high school. I guess evidently at this high school that they went to, there was this secret information that the seniors were handing down to the incoming seniors, and it was that there was these secret access tunnels that were underneath their high school, and so the kids would just go running around underneath the school. And I think after, it was either their year or like a couple years afterwards, so like after decades of this information being passed down through the years, somebody ratted them out, and then they've since locked up that underground access area, so the kids can't run around underneath the school anymore. But they would like talking about like they would come up in different parts of the school and stuff. That sounds like it would have been fun, but definitely mischievous for sure. Thanks, Marla. Appreciate it. Yes, Martha. I caught Walter Cronkite at the end, like when I was like I saw that transition of him over to Dan. I think it wasn't Dan Rather took over for him, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But that guy was cool. I mean, he was just like straight up news. Wasn't he? Didn't he like sign up and that's the way it was? But he was just, the news now. It's just like everybody, all the people have an opinion and all this, that, and the other. But back then, the news was just the facts. They just told you. It was very dry. Some might even say boring, but let you form your own opinion without trying to sway you one way or the other. That's what I liked about the news back in the day. Now it's like, I don't know. It's just you choose what side you want to be on, and then they just tell it to you how you want to hear it. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. Hey, Karen. Patches says my husband likes to draw as well. He's a mechanical engineer for fuel tanks. I bet you his drawings are pretty cool. I bet you they're like, I can imagine they must be like really cool, accurate, and the line work must be pretty awesome. I can't do real straight lines. I mean, I have to use a ruler to get all that kind of line work. But I really like, hats off to anybody who can do real technical drawing. I don't have the patience maybe for it. That's why I like sketching so much. But I think it's something that would be a cool thing to kind of hone, get good at. All right, I think I've got everything I need here to move on to my coloring. Teresa, thank you so much. I'm glad you like all that stuff that you got, all my drawings on the merch. It just blows my mind that people actually want to like buy stuff with my work on it. It's really, I never in a million years thought that would ever happen. So thank you for making me feel good about my art. So today I did on Sundays during the day. It's actually a work day for me, in that I have been doing all my TikTok drawings for the week on Sundays, and so I knocked out a whole bunch of drawings this afternoon. So that was cool.
They are so good. They're so good.
It was hard. The hardest thing, it's not necessarily the sketching, it's coming up with what to what to draw. I mean, I can as soon as I get the idea. That's the easy part, is just coming up with the idea. So once I got going, I actually got on such a roll. I did an extra one, so I'm a little bit ahead now. That's a good feeling.
Never know when you might need an extra.
Yep, exactly. I always want to have something in your back pocket.
Susan says I'm loving the TikToks. Aren't they fun? They're different. It's like this beautiful little nugget gem. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I love them so much.
Yeah, I like that. It's just, you can kind of just, you don't have to really invest that much in time. You can just go watch it and take what you want from it and then be on your way. Patch's love is Legacy Dude's mother. Oh, that's cool. Right on. So got the whole family watching. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The whole family.
Yeah. Linda, I am drawing. I'm coloring in the drawing that won this week, which was the story of when I was about 4 or 5, sneaking around, running underneath, doing army crawls underneath the pews at this church that was above my school. We were definitely not supposed to be there. Did a lot of sneaking around as a little kid. I guess, yeah. I'm thinking back about like all the stuff we got away with at that school. I mean, there was a point where like we were like a whole bunch of us were running the restroom. The boys' bathroom was like a long hall with all the stalls, but there was like at the end of the hall was a stall, and there was a toilet, and then there was a window above that. And I remember like a whole bunch of us were like, we were like 4 or 5, run down this bathroom hall, climb up onto the toilet, jump out the window, run down back into the school. We were like doing this like a whole bunch of times before we got in trouble for it. I was like, where were the teachers? And the funny thing now, I'm not going to say the name of the school just because I don't want to like badmouth them, but I mean, it was the 70s. It was pretty hippie. But this school now is like super prestigious, and like parents are like try to get their kids really competitive to get into now. It's like I would have never made it into this school like today if I was that age. I wouldn't have never been good enough to get into this school. But back then it was kind of like the Wild West. Thank you, Raylene. Yes, Sarah, I was. I was very naughty. I remember lots of timeouts, sitting on a couch for what seemed like eternity. All right. Just going to give myself another kid and a good outline here. So we'll get into the coloring. Yeah, I like to, I don't know, I talked about this before, but I always like to do a little bit thicker outline around the main subjects, just to make them stand out a bit more.
You know what I would love to see you do?
What's that?
Like around the holidays, maybe leading up to Christmas or during the month of December or something. I would like to see you do at least 2-week long series.
Okay.
That's like a continuing story.
Oh.
That goes together at the end.
Oh, like a little picture book or something?
Basically like the beginning workings of a comic book, but it doesn't have to be comic. It could
Yeah.
be like any kind of story.
Huh.
But just so Monday through Friday, it's like this continuation of the story starts on Monday, goes through Friday, and then the following week it continues, so that it's like just this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be interesting. I got to think of a, like, would it be a real story or would it be a made up story?
Whatever you want. I just think it would be super cool to see you do something that would end up being, because you always said you wanted to do like a comic book. Well, this would be kind of like a prep for that. Or,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I have to think about what I would do. I think of a subject or a story.
There's so many options. It could be something family related. It could be something New Year's resolution related. It could just be, there's lots of options.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely ponder this. Sounds like something I would definitely be into doing.
Be like a challenge.
Yeah, it's exactly challenge, as you might say, if you're from Michigan or somewhere thereabouts. Angel says, I like that idea, Nana. That is a good idea. All right.
James says a Christmas Carol type story.
There you go.
Melissa says, Melissa? Is it Melissa? Create some fantasy characters.
Oh, that might be cool too.
Becky says Princess Anna comic book.
Yeah.
Peggy says something like, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Aw, that's a sweet idea.
Yeah, there you go.
If you did something like that, we would have to put it in a book and make it like our family Christmas book.
Yeah.
Goes out on the coffee table at the holidays or something.
That would be sweet.
In relation to Becky's comment, she says Princess Anna comic book. I told Aaron last week, because we were talking about how every time he draws something with Anna in it or something with his mom in it, you guys always pick that one. Like hands down, that one wins by a landslide. I said you should really throw a wrench in their day and draw something with Anna in it every single day,
right?
And then make them pick from 5 drawings with Anna in it.
That'll show you.
So if it happens, y'all can blame me.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think that's definitely going to happen at some point. I got to do that. Cruel. James says our heads would explode.
Oh, Jody says I'm waiting for a picture with your dad.
Oh.
Yeah,
I got to think of a story with my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I got?
Liz says, I love it when you laugh together. We do that quite a bit.
Yeah. That's definitely a sound you would hear. Brittany, yeah, I would definitely. I just don't know what the dog's gonna look like. I definitely want to eventually draw something like we want to actually. Anna and I want to do like, talking about books. Like we want to do like maybe a book about the service dog.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be fun.
The dog's gonna look like a doodle just to spite you.
Ugh.
Like, it isn't even a doodle at all, but
It just looks like one. It's like, no, it's not a doodle. No offense to anybody who's got doodles out there. I just used to work with dogs, and you see certain dog breeds over and over again, and they all have certain traits. And yes, that's being prejudiced. There's always an exception to the rule. But doodles had certain quirks that seemed to be very doodly.
Doodly.
Let's just say they were usually very rather amorous, and I'll leave it at that. Hey, Lisa. Well, Lisa, if you don't get the notification, just know that on Sundays I try to go live at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, sometimes maybe a little bit late, but try to keep it to around that time.
It's actually the only live stream out of all of our content that you can set your watch to.
Yeah.
You know, it would be another funny picture for you to draw.
What's that?
Us in the front of the van, looking kind of sad and weirded out.
Okay.
And out the back window, you see my dad and Nancy waving, and then behind them, Anna, like, yeah!
Yeah! That would definitely,
from our date.
Yeah, that would be a good one, for sure. I'm drawing kind of like jeans, but I'm going to be honest with you, like, back when I was a little kid, up until middle school, when I got heckled mercilessly for it, I used to wear corduroy jeans. I hated corduroy pants, not jeans. I hated jeans. I hated denim because I always, at least back then, they were always like, you had to break them in, and they were all scratchy and itchy, and I didn't want to wear them. I never wanted to like take the time to like break them. So I always wore corduroy pants. And you walk around and you do because the little like the cords rub together. But I don't know. Then when I was in middle school, everybody was like just heckled me and harassed me, and I broke down and I started wearing jeans. Now I just wear shorts. So there you go. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it, Susan. Sally, it's 11:40 a.m. in Adelaide. Cool. Lizzie, stick with stick figures. There's something to be said for stick figures. I mean, you can definitely convey your ideas with stick figures. There's nothing wrong with that. And everybody's got a different style. Everybody has a different style, and art is so subjective. So I think everybody can be as much of an artist as they want to be. You're not trying to compare yourself, because your style, unless you're someone whose style is just aping other people's style, is going to be your own. And it's interesting to me how a lot of people think that photorealistic is good. I mean, it's definitely cool, and it's a skill for sure. But I think everybody can have their own style and be good at what they do, and I appreciate anybody who wants to get out there and try and do I think the problems start happening when you start like looking at other people's work and then looking at yours and making comparisons, and then that's when you start getting discouraged. And you know, I was always somebody in school that everybody knew, he's the guy that draws, and but I was not necessarily considered the best. Like if we're gonna go down that path.
Hey, baby.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt you, but can you try something?
What's up?
Can you move the guy that you're working on more to the center of the camera frame? Because it keeps focusing on your arm and it's making everything really blurry.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't realize.
I just want to try it and see if it helps.
Okay. Let's you can give me some feedback. Some feedback, as Anna would say.
I mean, I wouldn't even worry about keeping the white on there. Just get it so the camera focuses right on your little guy. Your cute little self.
My weird 70s clothes. Didn't the 70s have such weird styles? It's really weird colors and I don't know.
Yeah, the less your hand is in view, the better it focuses on the picture.
Okay, let's get back to this other guy. Well, let me just put some shading down.
Crystal says 70s were the best.
They were cool. Just the fashions were so like, I mean, for kids anyway. Really funny little kids' clothing was, I think looking back was pretty funny looking. Bell bottoms leisure suits. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Hey, being crafty, that's another form of art. It doesn't have to be drawing. I mean, it's creative, right? Leanne, Wonder Woman suit. Did you have... Oh, here's a 70s thing that kids wore that I thought was funny. You remember underoos? Underwear that's fun to wear. Like they had like all the superhero outfits, but they were like it was an under shirt and underpants set.
Mm-hmm.
We used to here's another thing that we used to do around this age. We used to wear the shirts like they were regular t-shirts, and then we would take the underpants and wear them over our regular pants, so we looked like the superheroes. So you have like the the red Superman underpants over your pants, and then the Superman shirt, and then you were Superman.
My dad would always sing that at us when we were streaking through the house, 5 kids. Underwear is underwear. I also remember those cool Halloween costumes we had back then. That were the plastic mask,
full-on
bodysuit.
Yeah, the vinyl suit.
Mask.
Yeah, it was And it was like a kind of like a hospital gown made out of vinyl
Yeah.
because it had like the strings in the back, the apron strings in the
Like
back.
Big Bird
Yeah,
or Oscar the Grouch or
I had like I think I had a C3PO one. But the weirdest thing I saw on the internet, they had like a catalog and it showed all those funny little outfits, and they had a Grizzly Adams one. And that thing was just terrifying. It's like it had like the suit part had like a said Grizzly Adams, and they had the Ben the bear on it, but then the mask was like his face with this big blonde beard. It was so weird. Imagine being Grizzly Adams for Halloween. I mean, he was cool, but I mean, it's just a weird costume, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, Becky had a Barbie one. I remember the Barbie one.
Oh, nice.
Jennifer says the masks were hard to breathe in or see.
Yeah.
Janice wants to know if you had long hair as a child.
No, I had the bowl cut. 70s, typical 70s hair. You know, my mom was an awesome costume maker. She would sew up stuff for me. Like I wanted to be, if you guys know X-Men. Like this is back in the 80s before anybody outside of comic book readers knew who Wolverine was. She made the mask, his helmet, like his mask out of paper mache for me and sewed up the whole suit for me, and it was amazing. And people were like, who are you? Are you Batman? I'm like, no. And then like since I'm, Japanese, I knew about ninjas like way before anybody knew what they were. So I told my mom I wanted to be one for Halloween. So she made the suit for me. And then everybody's like, "What are you, a robber?" I'm like, kinda. I was ahead of my time. Thanks, Judy. Thanks for stopping by. Jill, we were hiding behind the pews because we were not supposed to be there. In fact, not only we were not supposed to be there, I don't even know really. This kid, man, this kid right here, he was the one. I'm throwing him under the bus. It was his idea. I just went along for the ride. It was not a church day. It was in the middle of the week, and we we were sneaking around where we shouldn't have been sneaking around, and then uh, it was the church was not empty, so we had to hightail it out of there without getting caught. Thanks, Stephanie. Well, maybe it'll happen. We'll see. Leanne, no, not into that. Stephanie, we were not allowed in the church because it was off limits for the kids there. The the school that I went to was renting out the bottom area of the church, and so I guess there was a separate area that I had no idea even really existed until I went up there. But we ended up sneaking around up there, and when we saw that the priest was in there, we had to crawl underneath the pews to get out of there without getting caught. And luckily, he was lost in his studies.
Told you Anna's preschool, when she went for a year and a half, was also in the basement of a church, right?
Oh, really? No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Guess that must be a thing. They must do that. Rent out their space.
Her Montessori preschool. It was a shared church between would that be called a church / synagogue?
Yeah.
Because they did Jewish
Temple.
services, temple and Christian services.
Huh.
In the same building.
Interesting.
Oh, Wendy says, "Wow, Nana, you married a lovely man with awesome talent." I sure did.
Oh, shucks.
Although he found me, truth be told.
I did. I knew about her before she knew about me. Oh, yeah. So Pete Evans. Yeah, my church has a preschool during the week that isn't really associated with the church. Yeah, that's exactly what the situation was. They were just renting the space. Eventually, they moved to their own building, but that was like I think I was like the second class to ever go through that school. So
Yeah, it was the same thing with Anna's. It was a Montessori preschool, so they didn't have a church affiliation. They just rented the space.
I guess that's pretty smart to do.
Well, yeah, you get some extra income for
Yeah.
rooms that are sitting empty otherwise.
Right, yeah. You can only do so much during the week. So might as well.
Oh, Jill sent an email. I got the drawing of Noel. It's gorgeous. Amazing. I love it.
Yay.
So thank you, Erin. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's so
truly
awesome.
Amazing artist.
Oh, I'm so glad.
She says the mailer came in. It did get bent a little, but the drawing still looks great, and we will frame it.
Cool. I'm sorry that it got bent.
We're going to have to... I'm going to get another pack of those... yeah, it's hard because they don't care. Even if it says please do not bend, they don't care.
Yeah, we have this at our house. We have our mail carrier just throws our mail on the ground super hard, and we've gotten broken stuff before, so can only suspect that it's because he was just rough on everything. Because we've got one of those Ring doorbell things, and we see him, and he just not only just drops it, he almost throws it really hard on the ground. I don't know what the deal is. It's can't you just be nice to people's stuff? But so yeah, anyways, Jill was the monthly. So I have a subscription group where you pay a monthly. I think it's was it $10 about
$9.99.
Yeah, $9.99, and then you may
each month you select.
Yeah, randomly. Yeah, one person gets selected randomly, where I do a commission drawing for them. So Jill was the first of my commission drawings. So I had a really fun time with that drawing. And I'm glad it got there pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, we did UPS ground. It was 3-4 days.
Yeah, so I drew a picture of her daughter. It was fun.
The chipboard. I'm gonna get some more of the chipboard so we can put 2 of them in and kind of sandwich it a little better.
Okay.
The mailers are super stiff, so they really have to work at it to bend them.
So it's what are you guys doing over there?
They're oh, it says do not bend. Let me crank on
it. Bend.
Rude.
Yeah. But I'm about to start my next one. So that's cool. Just kind of working out the details.
Wendy says, maybe you should report that mailing into the post office. We are keeping track. We are keeping video clips. And if it happens enough times, definitely going to go up there and be
look at this, what this guy's doing. He clearly either doesn't like us or just doesn't like his job, or maybe he can just go back to sorting or something.
He's clearly not happy.
Yeah. It's he's probably almost about retirement age. So if I were him, I'd be wow, this is about to get my pension. I'd be pretty happy, but guess not. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. All right. Pete Jones, you're not throwing those packages hard enough. Don't like this, man. Thanks, Belinda. Wendy, I don't think the priest ever saw us because I'm sure we would have gotten in trouble, and we didn't get in trouble that time. I got in trouble a lot, but not that time. Like I said, I think he was just really like into whatever he was studying or rehearsing or something. I don't know. He was up at the podium, that's all I remember, and he was like looking down, and there was nobody there but him. So I can only imagine he was like getting his notes together for Sunday or something. I don't know, or maybe there was going to be some Bible study or something. No idea. And this is like, we're going back to like 1979 or 78. So, and I was only like 4 or 5. So I'm sure, even my memory, I'm probably like, filling in the gaps with, your mind kind of like makes up things the farther away you get from the story.
Liz says Aaron's going to need new brown markers after this.
Yeah, just like I'm going to need new blue markers. But, that's what the stars are for. So that's my material fund.
Joe wants to know if we have a link to the supplies you use.
Yes, there is if you go to the AMC Princess Anna webpage, which tab is it under? Or which?
I'm going to send her the link right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, stand by for the link. But yes, you can peruse the materials that I use on the store.
There we go.
There you go. AMCPrincessAnna.com/support.
If you go on that page and scroll down just a little bit, you will see a link to our Amazon affiliate page. And if you click on the Amazon affiliate page, you'll find a list that is Aaron's Art Supplies.
Thanks, Joyce.
Lisa says, "What are you guys doing for Labor Day?"
I don't know. What are we doing? We're not.
Nothing.
I mean, we're just.
I'm working on the newsletter that's now coming out Tuesday.
Yep.
I'd like to build some cabinets.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. We gotta.
We still gotta finish up some other things.
The car.
Mm-hmm. Just doing things and stuff as usual.
Knocking stuff out as we go. Trying to get it all done, but never seems to end.
Hashtag adulting. Maybe move that over a little bit, please.
Oh, yeah.
I know, Leanne, I'm always building cabinets, but these are the last 3. We have nowhere else in the house. These are the last. No, there's 4 left. Sorry, there's 1 for the bathroom. 4. I have 4 more things to build. Maybe 1 in the family room. There might be 5.
Oh, that was a cool. That's cool. Well, I like that one, and I also like St. Francis of Assisi because I'm from San Francisco. So
You like that one? What?
I just put up the comment, so quote that St. Francis of Assisi did. I think was he the patron saint of animals too?
Yeah, that really does make a big difference, baby.
What? Want to move it?
Yeah, putting the subject right in the center of the screen.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because I think the camera tries to focus essentially on what is in the center of the screen.
Yeah, that makes sense. Keep that in mind.
It's probably the same thing when you're drawing, but that's why I got you that black mat, so you could move the paper around
Right.
and it'll still have a solid background.
Yeah. Yep, Sharon is right. Yes, Saint Francis of Assisi, patron saint of animals. So that's got to be cool. And he had a cool comment, a cool quote about artists too. So sounds like a pretty cool dude to me. Yeah, because I think I just recall they have like in San Francisco. I think every year they have the Saint Francis blessing of the animals thing, which I thought was always pretty cute. Yeah, Stephanie, I like the sound of the markers too. It's definitely something very soothing, at least to me anyway, and to you. Rebecca says, "I think I smell them too." What's interesting is these are alcohol markers, and illustrators that use markers like to use them because they're really good at blending. But I was just mentioning to my wife Nana um, that back in these days, the the markers they used benzene. And boy, could you smell those things! And as we have come to learn, benzene is not really so good for you. Um, so uh, they don't make markers with benzene anymore. Yeah, there was a lot of real nasty chemicals that graphic artists used. Acetone was another one of those nasty chemicals that graphic artists used back in the day.
Who is that guy, baby?
Who?
The guy at the end?
Oh, he's the priest.
Oh,
That was
he looks like a Men in Black.
well, I mean they do wear black, right? Don't they wear the black things with the right? Priests wear
I
black.
guess it depends. It depends on what church.
I mean Catholic, right? Catholic priests.
He just looks like he's about to erase your memory.
Well, it was
He's
pretty
like, "Look at the
scary.
stick."
Yeah. Well, we were scared. We didn't want to get caught by him. He was not. I mean, looking back, I mean, he was like totally oblivious to what we were doing. So I mean, honestly, he was just like some older gentleman. But we were scared. We didn't know he was up there. And who knows what happened if he busted us? Because aren't like back in the day, like weren't Catholic schools pretty
Strict.
like a lot corporal punishment and stuff, right?
I got swatted with a ping pong paddle in preschool.
Whoa,
I mean, they did that stuff back then.
that's crazy. Yeah, darling, we pretty much were praying that we wouldn't get caught. That that pretty much sums it up. We were appealing to a higher power that we would not get in trouble.
James says, I saw a YouTube video about washing your type of eraser. I thought of you and wondered if you did that or heard of that.
I don't, and I probably should, because it's getting a little bit dirty. So I'll have to look up the YouTube video and see how they do it. Hey, Stacy, glad you can make it. I think I'm winding down here. Let's see. There we go.
Acetone was what killed a bunch of tunes and Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, that was a thing that they called it the dip.
That's funny.
But yeah, like a lot of graphic artists, like all the way up probably through the 80s, maybe early 90s. I think mostly 80s up through the 80s. They use that stuff.
Such a good movie. We need to rewatch that.
I know. Anna needs to see that. That's a good one. I haven't seen that movie in a million years.
Oh, this is weird.
What?
Look at this preview. What's happening to this cat?
Getting chased? Looks like he's getting
Looks like
chased.
he's flying.
Yeah, maybe he is.
Jenny wants to know if your hands are tired.
Not yet. There have been times where I've drawn so much that my hands did get tired, but not right currently. I have actually like cramped up, and especially after my arm break, my whole forearm is cramped up from drawing. It's pretty kind of scary feeling.
Maybe we should. I think we should see what people think about our.
What's up?
Our virtual meet and greet ideas.
Oh yeah.
Are you thinking you might talk about? Are you thinking you would just keep it like whatever topic people bring up, or are you thinking you might do one that's specifically about drawing?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe both. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, because I don't know what I'm going to do either.
Yeah. So, how are we doing it?
So one of the things that we're talking about doing over the next couple of months, it's something completely new. It's something that we've met with some professionals, some people who are trying to help us kind of grow our brand and grow what we're doing online. And one of the things that we were told we should do is do virtual meet and greets or virtual sessions on Zoom with people who are interested in sitting down with us on a one-on-one basis. Sorry, not one-on-one, but like
small groups,
like 20 to 1 or 30 to 1 or whatever, like however many people sign up for the session, but just us. When I say one-on-one, I meant like it'd be just me or just Aaron. And it would be like an hour Zoom session where people get to just talk to us face to face. And, it could be about a specific thing or it could be about whatever, just getting to know us better. It would be a paid thing. It would be part of our income. This would be part of our job, kind of part of our monthly income, but something that we would do periodically. Maybe pick like 3 dates over the next 2 months so people could do it if they're into it and they have more than one option. So like 3 days where it's just Aaron talking to you guys and 3 days where it's just me. So I'm kind of curious, like taking a poll, who would be interested in that sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people have to say about that. I think it'd be fun.
I think it could be really fun, and the whole point is to kind of talk about, where we've come from and how we got here, and what we're trying to bring to the table, and like kind of a sharing of information and inspiration and getting to know us better. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be cool. All right. Michael says, those pews remind me of the noise made by the kneeling bench as it folds out from the pew. Old church memories. Pete says, Leanne, at my previous church, a little girl pulled out the kneeler, stood on it, and loudly declared, "This is mine," in the middle of the service. All right. I think I'm pretty much done here. Let me zoom out for you guys so you can see us better. There you go. And
did you write over your signature?
I gotta do that. Final thing. Find the right pen though. Where are you? Here you go. All right. Let's see. Hey guys. All right. Any other questions, or I think that might do it. Yeah, Michael, just remember every Sunday you can pretty much count on that I'll be here at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And, we got this whole next week, so it'll be a whole new slew of drawings and stories. And then we'll start it up again Saturday, another poll. Sunday, I'll be right back here. We'll hang out. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You can check me out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and check out my TikTok. There's a lot of different stuff there if you want to get more of a short and condensed format and different drawings. All right. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.